Hey guys, John Libretti here, Spearhead Leadership, and today we're getting into resolving conflict as a leader to include common causes of conflict in the workplace, leadership skills you want to hone in on to help you better resolve conflict, and we'll give you a basic framework on resolving common conflicts in the workplace. Unfortunately, conflict is not only common in the workplace, but it's inevitable in the workplace. Even in the best work environments, there's going to be conflict every once in a while. And as a leader, you want to be able to handle those conflicts as effectively as possible so that you're solving the problem and not creating further issues down the road. Now, there are a lot of causes of conflict in a workplace or relationship in a work environment, but mainly it comes down to, more often than not, is communication breakdowns, whether it's cloudy expectations that are given to a team member or a peer, whether it's a passive aggressive email that stirs up, controversy and stirs the pot a little bit, or whether it's just lack of communication whatsoever. And in the absence of information, people always sort of trend to the negative in their heads, and that in turn creates a conflict later on. So as a leader, you want to be able to nip these conflicts in the bud either before they become conflicts or before they escalate into something even worse, creating a toxic work environment, strain relationships between peers and team members, or something in the long term that's going to affect your success. Now, some leadership skills to be mindful of, specifically when it comes to conflict resolution, are going to be your communication skills, not just how you speak and being able to speak out loud in public, but being able to actively listen to the people around you and being able to understand how each individual receives communication, not just in person, but over email as well. Because a lot of times, most conflicts sort of start because of emails being read incorrectly, tone being assumed incorrectly, passive-aggressive statements being thrown out there. So you want to be mindful of that, and you want to be able to effectively communicate to each individual on your team as best as possible. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the video so far and you're getting some value out of it. If you are, please be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube page so you can get more leadership development training. And if you want more individual one-on-one leadership development in your own life, maybe for your job, for your company you work for the business you own, text me at 973-727-2094. We'll get on a call together. We'll talk about your goals and how we can get you there. Now back to the video. You also want to have good emotional awareness during a conflict situation. Now, a lot of times you're going to hear it as emotional intelligence, EQ, but when it comes to specifically conflict resolution, you want to be aware of the emotions of the people involved in the conflict, how they're feeling, how an email made them feel, how that person's tone made them feel, whatever it is, so that you can sort of read the room better and be able to handle things more effectively because you understand the feelings and emotions that are going on and not just what's happening on paper. Then you want to make sure that you're a good problem solver and decision maker. Part of being a leader is being a problem solver and decision maker, folks. So you want to make sure that you're taking in all the information, being able to analyze it appropriately and effectively, and then make a decision on the best way forward for all parties involved and for the long-term health and wellness of the team in general. Because if you make a decision that's short-sighted or you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you could end up hurting the team in the long run because of it. All right, so here's a basic framework that you can apply and practice and train to on a regular basis to help you more effectively navigate through conflict to resolve it as best as possible. First, you want to actually address the problem. You don't want to sweep things under the rug. You don't want to ignore them and hope things get better naturally, because it always ends up coming back to bite you in the long run. So you want to address the problem head on as early as possible to minimize long-standing negative effects. Next, you want to clarify the issue that's actually causing the conflict, meaning you can't rely just on the water cooler rumor mill that's going around between text messages and emails and people gossiping about what's going on. You want to find out as much information as possible from all parties involved to get all the details needed to be able to resolve the conflict effectively. Now, the best way to clarify the issue and the conflict at hand is to bring all involved parties to the table to discuss the problem at the source. Now, you can talk to each individual separately or bring them all together as one, do a combination of both, but you want to go direct to the source to find out how the issue started, how they're feeling about it, understand the emotional situation at hand, gather the information from each particular individual involved so that you have all the data needed to be able to resolve the conflict effectively. Now it's time for the hard part, because now you have to identify the best solution to move forward that's going to work best for the team as a whole. Now, this is tough because you probably have good working relationships with one or more of the individuals involved in the particular conflict, so you don't want to hurt feelings. You don't want to make anybody feel betrayed or that you're going against them or anything like that. And that's tough to do. There's going to be an emotional attachment to that. But if you try to please everybody, you're going to end up hurting everybody in the long run. So you have to be sure you're detaching emotionally. You're looking at the data for what it is. You're analyzing all the information for what it is, and you're coming up with an effective solution that's going to work best for the team in the long run. The final thing you should do that a lot of leaders don't do, even some good leaders kind of miss this one, is you want to monitor the situation and follow up after the solution has been implemented. You don't just want to, again, sweep it under the rug. And even though you provided a solution and are moving forward on it, you want to make sure that your solution is in the best interest of the team. So you want to monitor it, and you want to follow up with each party involved in a particular conflict to ensure that things are going okay for them, that they understand what happened, why you chose the decision that you made when it comes to a solution to the conflict, and make sure that they know that you're there for them to support them on the back end. Guys, dealing with conflict sucks. Okay? It's not easy to do. Nobody wants conflict to begin with, let alone deal with it in the middle of the emotional upheaval and chaos going on whenever there's a conflict. And more often than not, people sort of hide and ignore the problem until it gets worse in the long run, and they don't know why. And now they got to deal with a bigger conflict. So as a leader, not just in work, but in friendships, relationships, you want to deal with conflict head on, directly, nip it in the bud, and minimize the long-standing negative effects by ignoring it. It's not easy to do, but hopefully this framework here will help you out a little bit and get you to the success that you're looking for when it comes to resolving an otherwise negative, unwanted situation. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe and put your notifications on and tell all your friends about us so you can get future leadership value. And if you're looking for more in-depth one-on-one help with a particular situation in your life that leadership can help solve, text me, 973-727-2094. We'll get on a call. We'll talk about your problems and your goals and how we can get you there. Have a good rest of your day. Love you guys. Stay strong.